Hi guys, welcome back to episode 4. Just want to talk a little bit about break building in this episode. If you've seen my last video, it was about splitting the pack and your options and shot choices following the split. And obviously your different choices of how you spin into the reds, or how, whether you take top spin, back spin, that sort of thing. So be sure to give that a check out. Thanks for joining me for episode 4. Again, I need to stress to you guys that under no way am I the best player on this game. That there is some seriously good players out there, and some that will probably watch this video purely just to check the content and a bit of support. But there is some really good players on here, and there's also some players that have come to me in the past and said, it's like you've got the ball on a string, and you know exactly where it's going to go. How do you do that? So I thought it's probably the best thing to do is to sort of touch upon this in this video. So I want to talk a little bit about break building and your shot choice, and understanding why I choose the shots that I choose. I ain't necessarily saying you should follow suit in any means, but certainly give it some consideration. If you can, guys, I would really appreciate if you could check out some links in the descriptions. Excuse me. There's some good content in there. Chinny, he's very good at video editing and putting some really good content, friendly banter content together. And he gets involved with his community. He invites people in to play frames on an evening and chat and do all that good stuff. And Captaingoodspeed is also doing his career mode, and at one point he was at 57. This may have accelerated since then, because this video will be going out a little bit later. But be sure to check him out. He gets involved. He enjoys the game. And if you want to check out arguably the best player on the game currently, Rainylamb's description is in the link, and he is what they say the man to beat. So sort of check him out. I think he boasts an 82% win record over 1,550 games that he's won on online tournaments. So to play online tournaments and win that many means you're playing the best that currently play this game. So you can probably appreciate how well how good he is at this game. So anyway, getting back to this, guys. Break building, it is a bugbear for a lot of people. It is a problem for a lot of people. They struggle. They pick the wrong shot sometimes. They run out of position. They end up chasing the white, and they're happy to make 20, 30 or 40 and then just tuck it up behind the colour, which is, that's fine. There's no rule to say you can't do that. But I'm hoping, guys, from this video you can pick it up and sort of think, hang on, do you know what, let's just get a break in here and let's just seal this frame in one visit. Let's frustrate the player, let's cause them some problems. And that's what we need to be looking at doing in sort of any break that we make. So let's start on this one. This split, whilst the reds are split very nicely, we're not exactly plumb on a red to be able to get nicely, or what I would consider nicely, on a colour. I would like to say that red is the best option to start with. And I know it looks scary, guys, because it's middle bag, and we don't really want to miss this, because if we miss this, it's going to end up leaving them in an A1 position to make a sizable break. The advantages of taking this shot on is the pink. Now the reason for this is not only does it move it off the blue spot, it repositions on its own spot, albeit it's not potable for a while, but it's back where it belongs. And I gotta say, guys, got a bit of OCD when the colour's not on their spots. So if we take that on and just roll a dead weight so that the white finishes roughly here on the cushion, the pink is not that difficult. Yeah, you can roll that pink in and end up in a position where you could pick off that red there. You could roll it in and take this red here, both leaving you on the black or even on the blue. So that is an option. as this is now, guys, I don't know if I would take that positional shot. I think based on what's here, I would probably be more comfortable taking this one and holding for the yellow. And the reason being is that once I get the yellow, I've got a number of options to take for my next red. One being the red just left of the white and slightly above, and the one in the open on the right hand side of the table, closest to the one near the middle pocket. So I think, guys, that is my safest option. So let's go ahead and try that, shall we? So I'm going to put bottom on the board, and the reason why I'm going to put bottom on the board is because I want to look at playing this at 50%. So I want to be a little bit firm with it, and I want to be a bit aggressive about it. Now, you can push the right analog stick up and down, and you know, if you pull it all the way down, it's going to come back to you. If you put it, because of the pace you're playing at and the distance, even though it's got a bottom on it, guys, it will still roll forward because of the distance you're trying to cover. So always pay attention to the blue line. Yeah. So let's go ahead and try and pop this one, and then I want to leave myself a relatively straight yellow. So let's go ahead and just pop that one in. There we go. Right. Now, the blue is an option, but you're running into no man's land with the white. The chances are at dead weight or plain ball, you're going to run into the pink. See, if you take it off, you might glance at pink there, and you're not guaranteed the next position. So the yellow is always the choice. So let's just go ahead there and look at the yellow. Always look in this view first, guys, because if you accelerate the power, that yellow's now gone in, and the white, if you play it at that pace, will roll forward to there because you're only playing at 25%. So if anything, you want the white here. Now that white will finish dead centre. Now for me, that gives me two options. That gives me an option of the right hand red closest to the red near the middle pocket. Alright, gives you the red open on the left hand side of the table. Now I would highlight these guys, but again, I'm new to editing, so it's something I'm going to pick up a little bit later on. I'm going to opt for the red on the right, but I still have the option for the red on the left. Now the reason for this, guys, is that if I pop the red on the left, I need to be deadly accurate on my next shot to be able to then get the black. Other than that, I would have to screw back up to the bolt colours, and I don't really want to do that. So what I want to do, because the black passes in the left corner pocket as you're looking, I want to pop the right hand side red. So it is a little bit risky because I'm going to be playing it in a way which almost, if I get the power wrong, could leave me snookered on the red because of the blue, or it won't leave me a potting angle. But we're going to try it, see how we get on, and then look at our options. Oh. Right, okay, that's actually better, even though I got the power wrong. So I've got this option here, guys. This allows me now to pop this red and roll forward for the black. Yeah, so that's going to be my perfect black position. I always like to be almost level because it gives me an option to then go up above the reds to then pick them off. Now this is the red that I was on about. Now I could take that red on, not a problem, but for the sake of this video, guys, and just so you I'm just trying to get the message across that this is more high risk. Now the reason why this is more high risk is that yes, you will pot the red. I have no doubt in my mind you will pot the red. The chances are, though, if you get into a position where you get your power considerably wrong, you will snooker yourself on the black, and that is what you don't want, because at this time I'm not sure if the pink passes the blue. So let's go ahead with what I feel is the easier option. So we want the white to finish about there. Because it's plain ball, the white should finish on that blue line if you stop it dead centre. If I was to play that with top, it would roll past slightly. Remember that, guys, it will run slightly further than the blue line suggests. Almost dead weight. Yeah, so we're pretty much plumb on the black. So there we've got options. Which red do we want to go for? Later on we'll be looking at that shot because we want to get on that red on the cushion. But at the moment, because it's difficult to get on the black from that because of these two reds here, we don't want to be doing that. Now what we do know is that that red there passes into this top right corner. So that's the red we're going to be going for. Alright, now what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to finish a little bit high on this red and on the next red, because and I'll show you why in a second. So make sure you get your pot and angle first. You don't want to be missing the black on something so simple. So I've put a little bit of bottom on that at 66%, but it's too quick to jump up into that red. So what I want to do is I want to put a little bit of center on the ball at 58.9. That puts that white ball finishing there. Now the advantages I've got here is if I get on the red I want to, great, I can roll through for the black again. If I finish awkward, I've got the red slightly to the left and in the open. So I've got another option. Yeah, it's all about giving yourself more than one option. I've hit that too hard, so I'm going to finish high on the red that I wanted. And I'll show you the outcome of that now. Now the fact that I finish high, I've given myself a third option because I've hit the ball too hard. I've got that option. I've got the option that I wanted, which was that one. Yeah, which to be fair you're going to have to mess about with and sort of look at playing a stun into and missing that red closest to it, and you know there's a number of raft of options there that it's going to cause you problems. And this one, again, like earlier on, gives you the problem that you need to get in the gap. Now personally you can take it on and just roll it against that red. If anything, that should push that red towards its top cushion and it should push it into a safe position. I wouldn't recommend that one totally, purely because if you do that, the chances are you'll push another red safe, and you want as many options as you can on the loose reds to make the frame safe. So with that said, guys, I think I'm going to take the easier option and take this one. Now remember, if you pot the pink, you're leaving the pink in a position where it's only potable in the right centre, but you'd have to be against the two reds slightly left of the black. Now that just makes it a headache, so I'm suggesting we try and get the blue on the brown spot. So we're going to put some bottom on it, bring the white line down, and put less power on it. Right, that's too low. That's too low, because that means when you play the blue next, the white's going to go up towards the brown. So what I want to do is I want to put a little bit more top spin on it, just below centre, and then just put the power up slightly. So now we're slightly above. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and play that shot. Okay, guys. That leaves us to blue. So we're going to look at playing the blue, and if we just play around with the blue line on the bottom of the ball, yeah, we're now in a position where we could perhaps leave ourselves those two options again. Let's go ahead and put that blue in there. I was a little bit short on power there, so again, I don't think we can take the red that we wanted to get on again. Oh, would you look at that? It's respotted on the pink. I got the spots wrong. That's okay. That's alright. We got other options. This makes it slightly more difficult, guys. And the reason why that makes it difficult is because we have no option now but to try and squeeze onto this black or play a long pink. So let's look how that. Let's check out how that looks. On this screen, that is very, very tough to do. I'm gonna try and play this like this, guys, and leave me the gap between the two reds for the black, and I'll tell you why. If this happens right, if it goes right, then the black's great and we're good, we can crack on with our break. However, if it's not, we have a green or a pink option. So let's go ahead and see what that does. Right, you can clearly see that the black doesn't go. It just doesn't go. Right, so we've left ourselves in a little bit of a pickle, but we still have another option. And that is the good thing about this game. So we want to look at getting that pink. Now if we play this with mid-bottom and then mess about with the power. Let's have a look, see if we can get this across here. See, by trying to play for the red just above and to the right of the black, we're giving ourselves an option now. If we don't get on that red correctly, we've still got a red to the right centre, and then the pink will be on the blue spot. So despite the fact that the colours are the wrong arranged, not a disaster by any means. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this on the position. We were short on position, short on power there, so we should have a tougher red to this left corner. Yeah, we have. I mean, don't get me wrong, that'll go. Again, top players will pick that off, but for me, to keep the break going and to keep it as safe and as easy as possible, I'll be looking at getting this red in here. Now we want to be slightly above straight on the pink. That's dead weight, but you can see it's going to finish below, so we are going to have to put a bit of top on the ball. There we go. So at 10.5%, that should just roll slightly past centre of the pink, only slightly. Okay, so we have a choice to make now. With the pink being easy, you can see that the red directly below the blue, and not closest to it but directly below it, is blocked by this red here. And to get on that red into the corner, the white is going to need to be somewhere between those two reds on the cushion that are furthest apart to be able to get an angle to roll that red in. Now I believe we could probably get that angle off this pink, but we're going to play around with the power and the white ball and see what we can do. There you go, guys. That I believe that should be the position. Now you could do that, but for me, I think it's probably better that we do that. Now the reason being is if we finish plumb there, we got two options. We got the red down the cushion, and we got the red that we first looked at that was blocking the other red directly below the blue. So I'm guessing that we should play that ball. And I'm thinking that is the play. So let's just go roll that one in, see how we go. Right, let's have a look what we're looking at. There you go, guys, you can clearly see that red goes. And if I play that dead weight, the black's on. Yeah. And equally, if we play this one down the cushion, slightly tougher shot. I wouldn't recommend playing this with too much power. We've got again the issue that if we play this ball, we've got to be plumb between the reds to take on the black, or we've got to be playing a long pink again. The trouble with playing the long pink this time is that we don't have many options to drop onto another red. So we're gonna roll this red in. Right, the directional line for me is stop going, so that means that red should go. I'm going to put a bit more power on because I want to be a little bit more leverage on the black. So let's just go and roll that one in. Right, by doing that now, guys, the red below the blue goes, so it's opened the table. Yeah, if anything, I'm a little bit straight on this red, which might cause us a problem, but it shouldn't do. So we'll put just slightly bit of bottom on it, and then we'll come back out into this screen, and if you put top on the ball now, yeah, and put that power right up. The reason why that blue line is not long and massive and going up towards the yellow is because the black is relatively straight. Because it's straight, you can't force the angle enough to be able to smash it at the table. So let's go ahead and pop that one in. Again, that puts us perfect on this red. Now we're getting to a position where we're not having a couple of options, alright, because the reds are a little bit tied up, but perhaps we can sort that problem out in a second. So what we want to do now is we want to get on this black. Now we can do this two ways. We can stun into that red and hopefully leave the white where that red is, and then it'll push that red into the following red and leave them both open. Risky. Or we can play into the black this way. I think my favourite option is this shot, and the reason why is this shot is because if I pot the red, I have, and I hit it too hard, I'll finish above the red and I've got the pink. If I hit it perfect, the red moves and hopefully we're bang plumb on the black, so we can roll the black in and the breaks still go in, and then we got the red on the top cushion. So let's see what we do with this one. There we go, slight little nudge. If anything, I haven't really helped the situation with those two reds because I've tied them up and they are not a plantable option, but I'm still on the black. So we're going to play to roll the black in. And what we're going to try and do, guys, if we can get the black in, is finish as close to as we can to the cushion. And the reason for this is we want to be able to finish on the top cushion so we can get on the red that's touching the cushion almost, because that is our next play. So let's just try this just to see how this goes. Dead weight, because we don't want the white to bounce too much. It's bounced a little bit too much, but hopefully with enough that we've still got an angle. Right, okay, we have. Right, so the black goes. These are tough, guys. You can rattle these. I know it looks easy, but I can assure you they're not always easy. We're going to put a touch of right hand side on this, and the reason is it widens the angle. So we want a potable angle on the black. We'll leave the power as it is because we want the white to come across again. And hopefully that should be okay, but let's see how we get on. So we want this plumb middle of the power, yeah, that gives us the black. Alright, forget those two reds. We're currently at 56. The frame is almost ours. Alright, so what I'm hoping to do now is, because this red by the blue only goes into the right centre, I'm tempted to just roll the black in, but the problem with that is that doesn't give me a very good angle to get that red in the pocket. So I think we're kind of a little bit in a position where we need to perhaps take on this shot. We can play this with more power. If we play it with more power, we can look at disturbing that red. If we do that, we're not sure whether the white will bounce off the side cushion too much and then leave us a tough shot down the rail. So I would be tempted to play it sort of against that red so that you can't end up behind it, and then it leaves us one down the rail. Alright, so let's go ahead and try that. A little bit firm, so I might be above it. See, that was the danger, guys. That was the danger. There you go, there's your breakover. So you've made 63 and you're in this position. Now the idea is that you leave this as safe as you can. I ain't saying you're going to win them all in one frame, guys, because you're not. But it's how you choose this next shot which determines whether or not you win. So let's just go ahead and just do what we can to leave it safe. And for me, that is just a shot down the cush. That's the shot, guys. Now that doesn't give your opponent any chance of doing anything fantastic. They now have to play a safety shot and not leave you in, and you're 63 up. So, you know, what, as far as I'm concerned, you're in A1 position to win the frame. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit on break building, guys. I hope that helps. I hope that helps you with your shot choices and what you know what you feel is the next option and the next sort of shot to take. But give that some thought. And again, leave some comments, guys. You know, again, I'm not the best. You may be better at this than me. Let me know. Give me your thoughts. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be really helpful. Thanks for your time, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye bye.